It is a Friday, everyone. Hopefully you are having a great day and have some fun plans this weekend. But before you do that, you can always stay tuned with Studio 10 for all of the fun happening around the area.
That is right. We always have a little bit of everything on our show. And should I say it's kind of you know what's something? Okay, I was trying to do a metaphor here, and it really wasn't going to work because I was going to say our show is kind of sandwiched with a little bit of education, a little bit of fun, and a little bit of food. And the reason why I'm saying sandwich, because it is National Sandwich Day, and we are celebrating with Big John's, just down the street. So they're kind of tell us how they make their sandwiches, what makes them so great, and then what makes the perfect sandwich. So, how you can do it right at home. So it's going to be a lot of fun, very tasty and very educational. Plus, on Wednesday, today's the 3rd,
Yes.
was Day of the Dead, Dias de los Muertos, and Lansing goes above and beyond for it. So there's a whole celebration happening today and tomorrow, and Claudia kind of got a look at how it's celebrated, what they do, how you can be a part of it, that sort of thing, to honor, of course, the ones that have gone before us.
Yeah.
And then, you're mentioning this weekend, if you don't have plans, we always talk to Sarah Pierce from 517 Living to tell us all about the fun things you can do in our area. And the good thing is you get an extra hour of fun this weekend because it is daylight saving Daylight saving time ends. So we're getting back that hour. And if it does impact your sleep, we do have someone from McLaren, a doctor, coming on to chat a little bit about how to adjust your sleep schedule and kind of take advantage of that extra hour, the pros and the cons, obviously, because it doesn't work for everybody.
Right.
We'll talk a little bit about that, and I think that's about it. There's got to be something else, I believe, but you'll just have to tune in to Studio 10 to figure it out.
There's layers, just like a sandwich.
Just layers of the sandwich. Yep, you betcha. A little bit of everything.
All right, thank you, Nicole. Sounds tasty. Looking forward to it. And you can always stay up to date with Studio 10, of course, on their socials.
I remember now.
What was it?
The train show is happening this weekend.
Yes.
And did you know we had a Lansing Model Railroad Club, and so they spend so much time kind of expanding on this great hobby of like those miniature trains. And they put on the largest train show in Michigan. And it's happening this weekend. So we kind of went aboard and learned all about it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, all aboard. So now I'm going to go back to the station.
Sounds good. We'll see you coming up at 3 o'clock today, Nicole, on Studio 10, of course. And that is coming up in just over 50 minutes. Oh, Chris Schultz says, I'm going to the train show on Sunday. Woohoo! That's awesome, Chris. Well, tune into Studio 10 because, of course, they're going to have a lot more of what you can expect during the train show this Sunday. Studio 10 is up at 3 o'clock today. And if you miss it or if you want to go back and check anything out, you can always stay connected through @WILX Studio 10. But we want to see all the fun that you can have this weekend, and of course, to kind of prepare for the events, we want to see what's going on in the area in terms of weather and temperatures. So we have Colton Cichoracki here. Colton, that is a little look outside at Michigan State. Not seeing any blue. Looks cloud covered. But what can you tell us about the temperatures and?
Well, so far the forecast for today has been going exactly as expected. We saw the clouds move in this afternoon. That's what we thought would happen, and it's been a windy day too. But eventually, we could be seeing a few drops of rain come down later this evening and into tonight. But I really don't think it's going to be a big deal. Nothing widespread, nothing heavy, nothing that's going to ruin your Friday night plans. I know there's some playoff football games tonight. If you're going to be heading to any of those, you'll have the coat anyways because it's cold, but I really don't think you need to bring the full-on rain gear because even if you do see some rain, it's going to be pretty light. But let's talk about the wind initially here. We have wind gusts. It's just been windy all day long. Winds coming in from the southwest. These are current gusts, and they have been close to 30 miles per hour. In fact, Adrian right now gusting to 30 miles per hour, so it has been a windy day. These winds stay with us throughout the evening hours, and they won't die down until we get into tomorrow morning. So we're going to have a cold front that comes through overnight. That's why we have some of the clouds in place. That's why we may see a little bit of some rain, but then it's also going to bring an end to the wind once that goes by. So later tonight we'll see the wind die down completely and it'll quiet down. We showed you this, but I picked the sky cam out before I came down here too.
I can show another one too.
Look from our MSU sky cam. Of course, MSU, the final home football game of the
crazy,
season
I
is
know,
coming
flying
up.
by.
Well, they technically have a home game coming up on Black Friday, but that's over at Ford Field. So this is the last football game in East Lansing of the season, and it does look like the weather tomorrow will be cooperating for that, which we'll talk about in just 1 second. So looking at satellite radar, there's the front. It's pretty evident here with the clouds and the rain stretching across the region. A lot of this is very light, maybe a few drops of rain or a light rain shower with this later this evening into tonight, but I just really don't think it's going to be anything major here if we do see it at all. Some of us may stay completely dry throughout the rest of the day. Temperatures outside, though, well above expectation. So we talked about all the things that went right today. It's been warm, and mainly because we saw the sunshine last a little bit longer. So we're up to 57 in Lansing, Charlotte, 56 in Jackson, and 56 in Hillsdale. So it is a nice afternoon. Temperatures above normal for this time of year. Average high is 53, and we are above that right now. And temperatures for the rest of the evening will gradually fall down into the 40s tonight. But overall, this weekend's not shaping up to be a bad one, and we will see some warmer temperatures over the weekend as well. So let's look at the hour-by-hour forecast. Any Friday night plans? Again, can't rule out a little bit of some light rain from time to time, but I think for the most part, we are dry. Same thing with tonight. Once that front goes by, we'll see our rain chances diminish. So now the exception on Saturday may be in southern parts of mid-Michigan, where there could be a stray shower to begin the day. However, I really don't expect that to be a huge deal, nor do I expect it to last all day, as that will too also move away, and then we'll be dry for the weekend. So this likely will be our first completely dry weekend in quite some time across the area, as temperatures will be in the 50s. So looking at the weekend, I don't like putting the high temperature the same thing both days.
I know, it's almost like a little
But it
copy.
looks like that's what it looks like it's going to be, 52 and 52. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, but we should see at least a few more peaks of sun on Sunday. But by the way, this is the longest weekend of the year, if you want to look at it that way, because we fall back and gain an extra hour this weekend. So don't forget to change your clocks back. Now, the officially daylight saving time, no S, saving, there's no S on that. At the end, I should say, ends 2 a.m. on Sunday, so that's when you officially change the clocks back. That's when your phone will change back. When it hits 2, it'll go back to 1.
Yep, so you're going to experience 1 a.m. twice.
Yes. But this is the end result here. The time change is coming. So on Saturday,
oh boy,
our sunrise is at 8:15. Our sunset is at 6:27. But then on Sunday, sunrise goes to 7:17, and then the sunset 5:26 p.m. So right after people get out of work, it's sun's going down.
Time to go to bed.
Yep. So this is the end. This is the time of year that we see some of our earliest sunsets. But remember, we only lose daylight for a little while still. Once we get into December, we'll start gaining daylight towards the end of December once winter begins. So
we're really going to need the sunlight then.
Yeah, so next month we will see our days start getting longer. But obviously this is the result of our time change coming up this weekend. There's always a lot of chatter every single year about Congress potentially passing something to get rid of this.
Yeah, we've talked about it, and I haven't heard
Subtraction,
anything. Yeah.
But it's never happened. I really don't think it's ever going to happen. So it's still here. So even if you heard that chatter early in the year, we are changing our clocks back 1 hour. Don't be late to your things. Or I guess would you be early? You'd be early, yeah, to things. So.
Well, yeah, that's up to you then. But you probably want to have the right time. So just make sure to prepare when you're going. Let's see, Sunday at 2 a.m. Okay, so Saturday night, that's when you want to change
Saturday
the clocks
night
back.
is when you would want to change your clocks. But, everything's automated these days.
That is true.
I know I only have to, change my stove and things like that. So your phone will automatically do it, but it is that time of year. We fall back this weekend. Now, moving forward, chances for rain pretty low today, but I do have a better chance for rain than forecast on Monday. It does look like we'll see another system come in. Most of this is going to go to our north, but we will be close enough to get some showers from it and some stronger winds on Monday, but not expecting anything major with that system. Then there will be another one that comes in towards the middle part of next week, Wednesday into Thursday. So this every other day or every couple of days with a system continues that stretch. But on Monday, ahead of that system, we get up into the upper 50s. I really wanted to put 60, but I held off at this point, so 59. It may get into the 60s.
You can round up there, yeah.
But then after that, we do see colder air move in, especially towards the end of the week. We have highs in the lower 40s, so we will be cooling down once again towards the second half of next week. So enjoy this nice stretch of 50s. I said this a couple days ago. This is the time of year that we are excited for temperatures in the 50s. I don't know what that means.
Well, we know what that means. That's
yes.
going to get much, much colder. It's going to drop down to those chilly Michigan temperatures.
Yeah, so we do have cooler air that's coming in towards the end of next week. So enjoy the 50s while we have it.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I know last weekend that was cold and rainy, and so it looks like not this weekend, but the following will look similar to that. So, yeah, like Colton said, definitely get out, enjoy the 50s while
I
you
need to
can.
go back and look and see when our last completely dry weekend was.
Yeah.
I would suspect that it's been a few weekends, but I'd have to go back and look and get the official date. Maybe sometime in October that we probably saw, because last weekend we saw rain.
I feel like October was pretty rainy, though.
It was rainy.
Yeah.
And then the weekend before that, I want to recall, I think we saw rain again.
Was it the first week of October? That was hitting like the 80s, right? 70s, 80s, that had some...
It could have been. If you put something up, I can look it up real quick.
Time flies, so it's hard to keep track of it all.
Let me look it up. I'll look it up over here.
Sounds good.
If you want to talk about the weather app.
Oh, yeah, let me get that real quick. Okay, download the First Alert Weather app because, yes, as the temperatures and the weather continuously changes, Mother Nature likes to switch it up. You want to download the First Alert Weather app to keep you up to date on all of the latest forecast trends there. So, of course, you get the hour by hour, you get the video updates from our meteorologist team. That's Andy Provenzano, of course, and, Colton Cichoracki is right here, Justin Bradford, and then you have Darren Rockwell, which you're seeing on your screen right now. You also get the radar, the temperatures, just a lot of great stuff on the First Alert Weather app. Something else I want to mention is you can do the Follow Me feature, and you can also limit the number of push notifications to just your area. So if your phone's kind of blowing up, you're getting notifications in Jackson, but you're in the Lansing area, you can modify that in the settings. And something else good to know is with all of the leaves falling down and with those rain chances, it can get a little bit slippery on the roads, especially if you're going over those wet leaves. And even if it's not just that, as we head into the colder months here, and we did see some snow earlier in the week, so once you get more snow, more ice, colder temperatures, you really want to be aware of all the traffic going around. So the First Alert Weather app also gives you traffic alert updates. Again, as we're heading into the winter months here and there's more traffic concerns to be aware about, download the First Alert Weather app. It is free off of Google Play and the Apple App Store.
So while she did all that,
Yep.
I did find the answer to this question, and you were right. It was the first weekend, but Saturday was the 30th, and then the first was on Sunday.
Okay.
But that was the last dry weekend. September 30th and October 1st, that Saturday and Sunday was the last dry weekend. So.
Thanks for saying I was right, but I meant more like October 7th around there. I don't know. But you're right. That's actually when we got rain. So.
Yeah, so we have seen
Yeah,
rain every weekend up until, since then. So that was our last dry weekend. That end of September, first day of October weekend was the last dry weekend. And this weekend, I think we'll add to that. So I think the streak will come to an end. So how many weekends is that? What? Let me look. 1, 2,
He's
3,
doing all the work over here right now.
4 straight weekends with rain on them. So I think that streak will come to an end this weekend. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't want us to see like a stray shower after midnight tonight, and then technically it doesn't count. But I think this will be our driest weekend that we've seen in a while.
All right, looking forward to that. Again, you can download the First Alert Weather app for any of those changes, and it's not just in the mid-Michigan area. It's wherever you kind of go around the country, even out of the country. You get to have the First Alert Weather app kind of doing its thing for you.
Yeah, and it's a big college football weekend. You got Michigan
That
State
too,
playing
yes.
and East Lansing. Michigan is also home Saturday night in Ann Arbor. So if you're going to be heading to that game, I think the weather cooperates for that as well. So whether you're going to be here locally or elsewhere, you can use the First Alert Weather app.
All right, thank you, Colton.
Mm-hmm.
We do want to give a preview of what's coming up during First at 4 in Mid-Michigan Matters today and our 90 minutes of news. But I will say Studio 10 gets started in about 40 minutes here, so get ready for that as well. In the meantime, though, we'll show what else we have coming up. Nope, the button didn't push. Oh, it did, and then it didn't. Okay, hold on. It's taking its sweet time to have to push it again. There we go.
Yay.
Okay, it's having a little Friday funk. Okay, but coming up during Mid-Michigan Matters today, there we go, daylight saving. Like Colton was saying, there's no S at the end of that. So, daylight saving time ends. We already told you about that happening this Sunday at 2 in the morning. You're going to see 1 a.m. happening twice. Make sure to change those clocks back an hour if, your clocks, like your phone, that automatically does it. So if they don't automatically do that, fall back an hour. But we are bringing in an expert, a doctor from Sparrow Hospital to talk about how your mental health can be impacted when you're changing your sleep schedule, and also seasonal affective disorders, seasonal depression. That's also another name for it. So like Colton showed you, as we get a little bit brighter earlier in the day, it looks like around 7:17 in the morning, I think that's what you had. And then the sun is setting much earlier, around 5:30, a little bit earlier than that, 5:26, something around that time. And so, as you're getting home from work, depending on what shift you have, it's going to be a little difficult because it's going to be dark for a large part of the day. So we want to help you adjust your schedule and kind of know what to do to improve your physical and mental health, not just when daylight saving time comes to an end, but also heading into the winter months and just adjusting with the sunlight in general. Coming up on News 10 at 5, Jackson Railroad bridges, they are being replaced. 2 of them, 100 years old, will be going through some reconstruction to replace them and make sure they're all nice and up to date for everyone. Coming up on News 10 at 5:30, Water Safety at Annual Teachers Conference, making sure that the water is safe. Or actually, no, my apologies. I just had a little brain fart there. So no, water safety in terms of surf and rescue team and being out on the water. There we go. I was getting confused with something. And then coming up on News 10 at 6, Joey Ellis is talking about a Holt gymnast that will be in the 2024 Olympics. That is super exciting. We are ready for that. And I can't believe that the Olympics is coming up.
And you'll be able to watch the Olympics right here on Channel 10 next year, so that is super exciting.
That is. That was a good tidbit to throw in. Thank you for doing that. All right. Well, this is why Colton is here. He's great. All right. We do want to share what our reporters have coming up during our 90 minutes of news. We have Tanaya out in the field.
Dance instructor Karen Perry says her dancers will be in this studio for 3 days a week, more than 20 hours, learning choreography for Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
All right, thank you, Tanaya. Again, she has that coming up during our 90 minutes of news today. I've got one more thing to show you, and we'll free Colton up here because he's got to get ready for Studio 10. We'll see you later. Thank you. And we want to show the You're Not Alone mental health series. So on the right side of your screen, you're going to notice, oh, what did they add as to daylight time? Well, Chris, I'll take this down real quick. What they're doing for daylight saving time coming to an end this Sunday, we're going back to standard time, which means we're falling back an hour. So you'll gain an hour, but just make sure to turn your clocks back. And also we'll tell you how to adjust your sleep schedule and improve your mental health as we get less sunlight later in the day, but the sun will come out much earlier because we're changing our clocks. So yes, there you go. But you can tune in during Studio 10, first at 4 in our 90 minutes of news. All of those newscasts will be helping you how to adjust your schedule for daylight saving time coming to an end. One more thing, I was just talking about seasonal affective disorder and seasonal depression. As we go through this time, talking about mental health, know that you're not alone. So this month here on News 10, we are really focusing on military veterans and the alarming rise in rate in suicides for military veterans who come back after being out on the battlefield. They might have PTSD, they may be going through hardships, and whether you're a military veteran or not, if your emotional well-being might be a little shaken up, and that's okay. You can go scan that QR code for more resources throughout the mid-Michigan area, whether you're in Shiawassee County, Lenawee, Jackson, Ionia, Eaton, Ingham. I'm sure there's a few I'm forgetting as well, but go scan that QR code. No matter where you are, we do have a list of resources in your area, in nearby areas. And then something else to note is the Lifeline chat number. That is 988. 988. David Andrews had a story run yesterday at News 10 at 6 talking about a military veteran who survived suicide twice. And now it's his mission to continue talking with other veterans like himself to know that they're not alone. And so he's there talking one-on-one, veteran to veteran. And what's helpful about the Lifeline chat, again, that number is 988. There is an option that if you're a veteran, you select that option and they'll connect you with another veteran. So whether, you relate to this could be you or someone that you know and care about, or maybe there's a stranger in passing you notice is, again, they're a little shaken up about something. You can provide these resources and relay it on to them. And again, just know you're not alone. So that is what we have coming up today during Studio 10, first at 4, and our 90 minutes of news. Make sure you tune in and have a happy Friday and a great weekend.